Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. This is my very first look at Harrison's Creek in the Union campaign of Ultimate General Civil War. This is the fixed enemy strength mode, and this is one of the final 3 battles of the Union campaign. I'm going in chronological order here, so this one takes place in June of 1864, June 15th, and it is an assault on the easternmost part of the city of Petersburg. As near as I can tell, the historical battle that we're dealing with here would basically be what was known as the Second Battle of Petersburg. It was Grant's last attempt to capture the city before Lee fully reinforced it, and both armies settled in for a siege. So this battle basically historically took place between June 15th and 18th of 1864, and by that point Lee had reinforced the city to the point where it was no longer feasible to assault without massive losses. So this being my very first look at this battle, I've actually got something like 80,000 men when my full army is in on this one, to a much smaller force for the Confederates. As you can see right now, it's at 40,000 for me, about 17,000 for the Union. And I'm going to try the same strategy that I tried in the last battle, which is basically wait until the last second and then just throw everything I've got right up these hills at the 2 objectives and see if I can't just overrun them with my just force of numbers. So I'm basically just going to line everybody up in a big line. I'm going to get my artillery up. I brought a lot of artillery. My first corps, something like 16 brigades of infantry and 8 of artillery. And these are all heavy, long-range artillery, 10-pounders, 14-pounders, 24-pounders. But, of course, I can't see his men right now, so what I'm probably going to do, just for the sake of being able to give my artillery something to shoot at, is I'm going to go ahead and send some skirmishers up just to kind of scout out the Confederate position. There we go. I don't need to go any further than that. I just wanted to get to the place where I could actually see his men so we could start shelling them with the artillery. So I'm going to sit here for about probably 3.5 hours. This whole battle's 5 hours long in battle time. So I'm going to sit here until there's probably about an hour left. And then I'm going to just send the assault. Oh, it looks like I got some cavalry breaking through in the rear here. That's kind of cool. So let's go see what's going on. But like I said, this is my first time playing this one, so I'm not really sure what to expect. So I'm just going to try what I found worked on the other assault on a heavily fortified position. And we'll see if it doesn't have similar luck. And maybe what I'll do then is I'll just send these guys at that position once I move in for the attack. Oh, rebel cavalry has been spotted. Okay. So I guess we're going to be engaging them. But I'm basically just going to kind of be in a holding pattern. Just shelling these positions until the time comes. We'll see how that does in terms of softening him up. Maybe I can move some of these brigades up just a little bit. And I tried to bring brigades that I knew of the units that I have that were the best in melee combat, since I'm basically going to be rushing the objectives. Ross has already suffered a lot of casualties. That's going to be a problem sitting there in front with that artillery right there. Alright, let's get up there and deal with this artillery. Quit running away, people. If I can be effective in driving off some of these units, it may make things a little easier coming in at him from behind. Oh, he's got people up here. That's pointless. No, I want you guys to stay right where you are. Of course, I'm taking a lot of shelling here, so I'm going to suffer some casualties sitting there with my units that close. I got to be careful here, too, because I'm getting dangerously close to where these guys are going to turn around and put some volleys into me. Yep, there they come. All right, let's back off. All right, I'm going to have to back these guys up because they're just too close to the artillery right now. But the best I can soften up these positions, the better. Actually, you know what? Let's go for the artillery, if we can. See how that works. You started with 600 there. We'll see if that works at all, softening them up. Alright, so I'm going to come back, because basically there's not going to be a lot to see here until I decide to make my assault. So I'll kind of drop out, and then I'll come back when I'm ready for something to happen, or if something interesting happens. Alright, I'm back, and I've decided I'm going to go ahead and launch this attack, because he just got some reinforcements, and I don't want to see them get up there and make it harder for me. So I've got about 60,000 men, and I've suffered 3,000 casualties already just sitting here. So I think it's probably time that I just need to get myself into a better position here. So we're going to go ahead and make this happen. And then just hopefully we can get into a decent defensive position once we're up there and through this first line. Just going to rush everybody up there as fast as I can. I probably should have told them all to run too. Okay, so that's that side. Now we'll do the same over here. I want to try and rush these guys as well. And do the same thing. Just hopefully we can turn that side around. I don't have quite as many on my right side to attack with because it was so hard to get them over there. In order to get them over there, I had to cross them right in front of this unit right here. And you can see that Iron Brigade lost 226 men just getting over there. So that wasn't necessarily the ideal way to do that. Alright, and as we do that then, we'll also come at these guys from this side. And then I'll just kind of micromanage this a little bit of the time here. Oh, I forgot to issue orders to this side. Okay. As you can see, I don't have nearly as many over here on that side just because of where my reinforcements came in. They didn't give me that many units on this side. Alright. Here we go. Move, move, move. I don't want you shooting. I don't want you doing anything but moving. Alright, these guys are going to have it rougher for sure. On that side. This side I think I'll overrun pretty quickly. Alright, we've overrun the first position. Or just about to. Let's pause for just a second here. And now I need to start turning some of these units north. Start spreading them out. Start coming up here to help out, because these guys are going to have it rough over here. Though it looks like we're doing pretty well at the moment. And these guys, of course, retreated behind me. So we're going to have to send the Excelsior Brigade down to keep an eye on them. Alright, we took out his artillery. That helps. Let's get General Chamberlain up there. General Chamberlain was actually, the historic General Chamberlain was actually severely wounded at Petersburg. In fact, it was thought he was going to die. He was shot through both hips. And his obituary actually ran in some northern newspapers. But he did survive. He was given a battlefield promotion because of his heroism. Alright, we've got an hour and 46 minutes to go. Casualties are sitting at 7,000 right now. I'm not crazy about that, but for my first time, and considering this is Petersburg, I guess I shouldn't be real surprised. I had to rush in earlier than I wanted to just because he was getting reinforcements, and I thought it was just going to be that much harder to take the fortifications if I waited. All right. This is what I'm a little worried about, is the unknown right here. What all does he have up in there? I need to overrun these positions quickly. I don't want to just stand here and shoot it out in the woods. Yeah, this is where it's going to be the toughest, for sure. I'm going to have to get up there with some of these units on the south side and help out, because they're going to put up quite a fight here. This is going to end up being a 20,000 casualty bloodbath, regardless of what I hoped. So it may have been better in this situation to have gone earlier with this battle, rather than wait before he could get these reinforcements up. Try to get some help over here to this side. Get my artillery up. Alright, see where casualties are sitting right now. About 9,000 for me. About 5,000. Nah, about more like 4,000 for him. We need to overrun these guys. They don't have much here. An hour left. I'm gonna tell these guys to stop running here. This objective's well in hand. I just need to get up and give some help to the other side now. Get my artillery up there. We're resupplying now. Oh, Poe, you're out there all by yourself, buddy. Yeah, that's not going to work, and he just got killed. Try to keep these guys together. That could have been a better coordinated assault. I didn't do the best with that. Just didn't have enough units on the right side, and I probably lost a lot of casualties early on because I sat there waiting to make my attack. I tried to recreate my attack from a previous battle, and it just didn't work as well on this one. I'm not worried about taking the objective. I know I'm going to have that. Just don't like how many casualties I'm taking to do it. He's only got 16,000 men left on the field. I've lost about 11,000. Yeah, this will end up being about a 20,000 casualty battle. Oh, that's a lot of firepower coming in on one spot. I've got to get more up there so I can drive off some of these guns. Let's overrun these guys. I'm tired of standing here getting shot at. Alright, I'm going to hold all these guys back. I don't want to lose any more men than I have to. But I do want to overrun these positions just so I can stop taking firing from this artillery. They got another whole line back there. Maybe I am better off to fall back. Only 29 minutes to go. All right, drop back, guys. Drop back. Just hang tight right here. Hopefully a couple more volleys will be enough to drive them off. Drop them back. At this point, it's just a numbers game for me as the Union. I've just got so many more men than the Confederates can put in. And, I mean, that's what it came down to for Grant. He knew he had the numbers. He knew he had the industry behind him, the manpower, the resources that the South just didn't have. And it was a war of attrition at that point. The South just didn't have the ability to continue to carry on the war the way the North did. And the South knew that. The people in leadership knew that. I think they had just hoped that they could defeat the North's desire to continue the fight. And they found that the North was much more willing to keep fighting than they expected. Maybe part of them, too, hoped that in the fall of 1864 that McClellan would win the election and sue for peace. But Lincoln won in large part because of the soldier vote. So soldiers overwhelmingly voted for Lincoln in that election. Which I think Lincoln, knowing how he thought, may have come as a surprise to him, given all that they had sacrificed. All right, so Port Creek's contested, but we have it. I'm just going to run this thing down here, and I hope this isn't one of those battles where the contested thing causes me to lose, and that you have to have it early enough. But we'll see here in about 4 minutes. All right, that should do it. Victory at Harrison's Creek, June 15th, 1864. That's his end strength. That wasn't really his beginning strength. He lost 8,000 men. I lost 15,000. But considering what I was up against, the assault that I had to launch there, I'm not the least bit surprised that I lost that many. But honestly, I can afford to lose 15,000 men right now. I really can. I've got... As you can see, I've got 31,000 just sitting here waiting to be put into my army. And I've already got, let's see, 70, 74. I've got 80,000. I've got 110,000 men right now in my army. And that's even before I go and I fight Georgia Railroad, which can give me another 21,000. I'm in really good shape for the final assault on Richmond, which of course will be a first look for me as well. But if you fought Harrison's Creek already and you found something that works well, I'm thinking if I went to go back and replay that one, rather than sitting and waiting, that's probably one I would go ahead and advance, take the objective, and then just sit there and try to hold it. I don't know if that would have resulted in fewer casualties or not, but I'm just thinking out loud, thinking what I might have done differently. So I'd be curious to hear what your experience is with that, if any of you have fought it so far, or what you may have observed in my fight that you would have done differently or that you think could have gone better. That way we can all learn from each other. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, if you hit that thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll try to get through these last couple of battles in the Union campaign here in the next few days, and then I'll switch back, finish up the Confederate campaign, and then we'll see where we go from there. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you again soon.